Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Turin here, and I'm here with another Total War Warhammer live BattleCast. So again, this is going to be another entry in our live series, and it looks like we're going to be facing off against the Wood Elves. So let's go ahead and play the Greenskins. Do I want to actually get Azog? He could be pretty fun. Do I want to get him? Yeah, let's give him a try. I know a lot of you guys have been clamoring for him, so we're going to go ahead and give it a whirl, see how it goes. So for Lore of Death, Soulblight got a little bit nerfed. It doesn't hit leadership anymore, but it is pretty good against armor and weapon damage. Still, they're stats that aren't terribly pertinent against the Wood Elf, so... Actually, I could get Wurzog. That could be kind of fun. Granted, he could get sniped out, but he does have that war paint, which is really fun. So let's actually go with Wurzog. We're going to get him. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. We'll probably keep Foot of Gork just for fun. I know that the Fist of Gork did get nerfed. It's now just a single target ability. So they did give some minor buffs to the Gaze of Mork and other missile effects. So maybe we'll go ahead and give that a try. And let's see. I know one of these was pretty good, the Bonewood Staff. So let's see. So it affects allies' map range, and whenever he's casting... Okay, that's kind of cool. It gives a melee attack and a charge bonus. That's pretty neat. So let's go ahead and try that, see how that goes. But man, he has so many abilities. But the war paint's pretty good with Savage Orcs. It makes him pretty darn tanky. So we're actually going to try a bit of a Savage Orc army here and see how that goes. Because again, the Wood Elves, they should be fine. They might struggle against like Treekin and things like that. So hopefully he's not playing, a Treebeard type army. But we'll see how it goes here. So yeah, the effigy of Daget is quite good. We're going to get some Gobbo missiles, who hopefully can reap the benefit of that. So we're going to get the Rusty Arrows, and then also we're going to get some Night Goblin Archers. And I know the poison doesn't stack with the Armor Sundering. I don't believe it does, but still I like the fact that they're all hidden. So it gives you a lot of kind of flexibility there. So the Arachnoid Queen got hit pretty hard with the nerf. The Maternal Instinct is a much lower cooldown now, but... I don't know, not lower, excuse me, much higher. It's actually like 40 seconds or something like that now. So we're going to get 2 Goblin Wolf Riders. We're going to get the Queen here. And let's see, we probably want to get some like, maybe some sort of armor piercing. I don't know. Maybe some big ones might be okay, just to have like a little bit more meat in my army. And I think that should be okay. Let's see, what else do we want to get? Man, I would like to get like, so maybe we cut one group of these. Do I want to get some like Goblin Missiles or something funny like that? Maybe the Hammer of Gork. It's a pretty good unit. So let's go ahead and just pump up these. Goblin big bosses would be pretty nice here, but I'm hoping that Wurzog can do well. We'll see how it goes. All right, boys, showtime. Let's get back down to business. So I will be streaming again this Sunday, which I believe is March 18th or 19th. I forget off the top of my head, but I'm going to be back to my Sunday streams. So again, we'll start at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for any of you guys that are around, and we'll have some fun. Of course, Lady Turin will be there, and it'll be good. Definitely looking forward to playing some Bretonnia. I really like using these Savage Orc builds now. I feel like it's quite strong. Because with Wurzog's Warpaint, I believe it gives 12%. So when you stack that with the inherent buff they already got, which is now they're at 30%, it puts them over 40% physical resistance. Now, the area of effect is quite small. I believe it's only 40 to 45 meters, but still, it's a pretty pertinent ability and is pretty good. So, and yeah, Wood Elves against like Eternal Guards and things like that, Savage Orcs I think are going to be a pretty good pick. Granted, a lot of their missiles do magic damage, so they're not going to get that huge benefit of the physical resistance, but against the Wood Elf Infantry, they should do pretty well for me, so we will see how it pans out here. It's a pretty good map, open field, definitely good for the Greenskins. It does have some terrain for me to hide my Wood Elf, not Wood Elf, to hide the Wood Elves, yeah, they'll probably be hiding in the trees, but to hide the Goblin Wolf Riders. So ideally, I can like Vanguard deploy them over here, kind of get the battle initiated and then pull them out and run down those Eternal Guards and things like that. So Eternal Guards are okay in melee, but not the best. They're not like Thunders or Quarrelers or anything like that. So, all right, let's go ahead and set up here. We do have the Hammer of Gork, which will give us a little bit of flexibility. Definitely a big fan of that unit. So we're gonna have the Savage Orcs be in the front line, just kind of this big messy blob here. And we're not gonna go as wide as possible because we're gonna keep Wurzog with them because we want that war paint. So let's go ahead and take a look, guys. If we look at Wurzog, you can see the war paint. So it's really, he needs to be pretty up in there. He's probably hitting these 3 groups, probably not getting the outside, which is fine. You're not going to get everything. So we're also going to get the big ones. We're going to put them out in the wings. So if he does have like a very heavy cav presence, Greenskins don't have like your traditional spear line. So you kind of have to use like big ones and things like that sometimes. So these guys will be right here. Should be fine like that. And again, my opponent won't see them. So hopefully he won't be, too keen on what I'm doing here. So let's go ahead and put these here, and we can put the Arachnoid Queen, who I'm still a big fan of. I mean, it has amazing stats. And the Maternal Instinct, even if, you only get one initial summon out of it, is still really strong. Just to be able to shut down like a high-value missile unit like Weight Watchers or something like that. So it always sounds like I'm saying Weight Watchers, but no, the Weight Watchers. So so we'll put those guys over there. I don't think they're hidden right now, so it might be a little bit tricky to hide these guys. I guess I could do some of these trees here. Maybe that would work. We'll see. Yeah, so you can kind of play with it sometimes and get lucky, but I don't think it's going to work out too well. So yeah, we'll just, out of sight, out of mind. Those ones are indeed hidden over there, so that's good. These ones, can we get them in a tree? I know the terrain here is pretty scarce. So maybe we can do a little bit further back. I think we can hide in these trees, which should be fine. So let's go ahead and move. Just keep moving till we can get it. Any second now. I don't even care. Screw it. Screw it, guys. Too tired. I just got off an 11-hour plane flight. I'm pretty destroyed. So we're going for it. So let's get these guys and let's do it. So Hammer of Gork's pretty decent. I'm trying to remember what the effects are off the top of my head. So yeah, melee attack, melee defense, and accuracy. So accuracy, of course, is pretty good against Wood Elves. Not like a huge thing, but I'll probably target his Eternal Guard and try and crumble his front line just so I can break through quicker, and use the maternal instinct to summon and mitigate his missiles. So Effigy of the GIT. If I can get his Glade Lord like sitting above me and then use the Effigy and then focus it down, it'll go down really quick, especially with the rest of the arrows shooting at it. So I'm hoping I can get a situation like that. That's going to be my game plan here. So his army, of course, smaller. I am using a Savage Orc and quite a few Gobos actually. So again, the density of my army is going to be pretty big here. So Hammer of Gork, I guess it doesn't really matter where I deploy it. It's going to be pretty exposed, so if he does have some Wild Riders or something, granted, Wild Riders are a very expensive unit, so if they're here rather than kind of messing with my back line, I'm actually okay with that. So we should be good. So about 7 or 8 seconds left, and let's get right down to business. So he does have some Sisters of Thorn. Interesting. You don't see those terribly often. So we're going to just start marching. I mean, just doing our thing. We're pretty simple here. So, oh man, I'm a little afraid. How fast are these? So they have 91 speed compared to the 92. So they're just about as fast as the Gobos. These guys are in a little bit of a precarious situation. So let's go ahead and pull them back to my main army here and just have them kind of get comfortable. His main core force is pretty weak though, and the Dryads, they do have some physical resistance, but I still think the Savage Orcs will perform pretty well against those like Aserai Spears and things like that. And honestly, guys, Great Eagles are not very good in my opinion. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I've always been, kind of thought they were kind of weak, but still he does have the Sisters of Thorn here, which are one of those like awkward units. I mean, they have some very cool abilities, but I still don't think they're that good. So we're just going to keep pushing, just kind of keep these guys high and tight to my army. We'll probably even, just toggle them in and, keep them with my main troop force. So Effigy of the GIT doesn't start, so I still have to wait 90 seconds before that's ready, but he's actually letting me kind of get my Wolf Riders back here, which is interesting. So these guys, the problem is right now is I'm going to have to leave some of my troops here. So we might actually detach some big ones, put them in group 5, just put them right here, and then the Goblin Wolf Riders can also sit here as well. The rest of my troops I'm going to engage because I don't want to let him, skirmish essentially. So I'm just going to pull these Goblin Wolf Riders back, just keep dancing around a little bit, and make him think twice about coming here, because the Biggins and the Goblin Wolf Riders together in tandem with one another can do pretty well. So we could try and charge him with Goblin Wolf Riders, and if they do get entangled, yeah, it looks like they are on skirmish mode, so they're going to be pretty on top of that. So we'll just keep dancing around. Basically, we just want to kind of take as little casualties as we can while advancing on him, because again, he has a lot of skirmishing units, so the longer I'm in this position, the more likely it is I'm going to get my salad tossed. So those Goblin Wolf Riders can actually go here and collapse, so we might actually be able to sandwich them here, which would be really nice. So he uses the Prey of an Athrama on my Arachnarok Queen, which is actually fine. I don't really mind. So we're just going to keep kind of advancing on his main force, because if we can crush this, we can trigger army losses pretty quick here. So but yeah, he's going to get sandwiched here, which is going to be really nice. So let's just keep going here, and it looks like he is coming over here, so we're going to go ahead and turn here, and we should have some sort of abilities right now, but man, he's getting some good focus fire. So we're going to use the Maternal Instinct right here to go ahead and lock those guys down. And with Wurzog, do we want to go ahead and buff? Actually, we could probably do a Foot of Gork right here. Let's see if that works. Yeah, I'm actually curious how this will play out. So we're going to kind of push in here, just get these guys going here and these guys going here, and you can see his main force is already taking beating. Oh, that Foot of Gork was devastating. So great stuff so far, and you can see Wurzog's coming in. He does have the Effigy of the GIT, so we're going to go ahead and lock down his Lord right here. Oh man, this is just going so well. Look at that foot. That just put him in a can. Oh man, he's having a really rough time now. So Wurzog's going to get in here. He's going to use the magic missile. Why not? Let's go big. So he's going to blast him. Come on. Can we get him? Oh yeah, that felt good. That felt real good, guys. So on the front line, we're just going to keep moving up. Man, that was not a good situation for my opponent there. And you can see the Savage Orcs. Look how quickly they crumble those Eternal Guards. That's incredible. So really good start so far, guys. And the two groups of Goblin Wolf Riders actually doing really good against the Sisters of the Thorn. So, great situation all around, I would say. So we do have our Gobbo firing line, so we just want to find the next high-value target, the Spellslinger, for example. We could even target the Great Eagle, to be honest. But, I mean, at this point, I think my opponent's in some serious trouble. I don't know. I don't really know how he can recover from this. The Goblin Wolf Riders are actually able to destroy the Sisters of the Thorn, so that's some pretty good stuff here. So Hammer of Gork, we want to find some new targets. Let's just have him shoot in at some of these Wildwood Rangers, and let's go ahead and get some buffs going in our front line here. So we're going to use the Ere We Go here, which should hit quite a few units. We do have the Savage Orcs engaged, the Arachnarok Queen. There's not too many great targets for the Queen. I mean, she essentially did her job there. So our missile units, we're going to put in a different group, and we're going to kind of get them a little bit more in the open. Keep Wurzog kind of lurking nearby. See if there's any really heavy duty groups we want to buff. But the big ones were able to get in the back line and are doing pretty well for me. So he does have some missiles. So the Goblin Wolf Riders, ideally, if I can get them over here and start chasing down some of those units. And my missiles are actually going to be in position here shortly, so we can actually have them start trading there, which should be fine. So Wurzog, we want to kind of get him here so his war paint is affecting the units. I was a little bit slow on that, but that's okay. We do have this maternal instinct, so we're going to go ahead and summon some spiders behind these Wildwood Rangers, which, as you can see, sends them down to the shaken status pretty quickly. And look how well the Gobos are actually trading with those guys. And just keeping Wurzog here with the war paint is going to be really, really good. So we're just going to keep pushing in here. We don't have, do we have the effigy of the GIT? Yeah, we still have 47 seconds, which is unfortunate. So yeah, we're just kind of pushing off his missile units, and it looks like his dude's coming. So what we'll do is we'll split them into 3 groups right now and just form a little circle. So if he wants to go for, you know, any one particular, he's going to take crossfire. That's something you want to do in any RTS. So when you're getting jumped like this, just split into 3 different directions, and you can just turn and shoot here, turn and shoot here, and then turn and shoot here if you want to. But again, I'm probably going to keep those guys. Just get Big Papa Wurzog in here, working, doing his thing. Let's use a magic missile and see if it's any effective at all. I don't know. We're going to blast it. So let's check this Eagle's health out, see if it can hit. It looks a little awkward in terms of the angling. Yeah, sometimes those magic missiles just feel clunky. But anyways, we're able to rout him off, and it looks like the rest of the Wood Elf forces are going to break at this point. So, well played to my opponent. Pretty good foot agoric. I'm not sure what he's typing. Yeah, GG. Definitely GG, man. That was a lot of fun. So, he came back, you know, came after the spider, which wasn't a bad choice, because again, it was isolated, relatively speaking, but the goblin missiles, he couldn't see those because they were stealth. So I was able to then just turn around, start firing, just getting massive value. And by the time he was ready to pull out, that's what she said, he, you know, had the effigy to get up, which was able to just lock it down and kill it. So, but yeah, good performance from the Gobos. And the Savage Orcs, man, I really like them. The 30% physical resistance, 10% might not seem like a lot, but again, in these close matches, it can, you know, or in close matches in general, it can make quite a big difference. Hammer of Gork did well. Arachnarok Queen, I still think it's worth summoning. I didn't even really use the Spider Summon very effectively, but if anything, it's, you know, it's a big target. Goblin Wolf Riders performed extremely well against the Sisters of Thorn. These are one of those units that it's very, very hard to make them work. But, you know, again, got to give the guy props for trying. The Hawk Riders got foot agorked pretty hard. I wish I could have actually shown that to you guys live, but, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that game. But definitely a lot more content coming this week, guys. I'm back from vacation and looking forward to putting out more stuff. Thanks again for watching, guys, and have an excellent night.